Once again, welcome back to our channel Study Adda. So today I have brought a good news for all the aspirants who have passion and love for defense and Indian Air Force. AFTRAT 02-2020 has released its official notification, and in this video we'll be talking about the details of every point which is important for you to know from exam point of view to apply for this exam. In this video we'll be discussing about important dates from when to apply, eligibility criteria, age requirement, exam pattern, vacancy details, the difference between PC and SSC which is mentioned in the vacancy list, syllabus to be covered for this exam, application fees, and what salary you will be getting during the training as well as after getting commissioned, and the most important cutoff of the last exam of AFTRAT. So let's begin. First of all, you need to know that AFTRAT stands for Air Force Common Admission Test, and this exam is conducted twice a year in online mode across the country. AFTRAT 02-2020 has been released its official notification at its official website on 10th June 2020. Now, who can apply for this? Both men and women can apply for Group A, graduated officers post in flying and ground duty, technical and non-technical branches. So many of you have a question in mind that is it a graduated officers post or not. So it is clearly mentioned in the notification. I will obviously attach the PDF of this official notification in my below description, and it is mentioned that these posts are graduated officers post. Coming to next important dates, you can start registration and applying online form from tomorrow onwards, that is 15th June 2020 Monday. Last date to fill online application form is 14th July 2020. So before having the rush during the last day of this application form, please fill this form in time. Admit card download starts from 4th September 2020 and exams to be conducted on 19th and 20th September 2020 provided this corona pandemic gets controlled in time. So this is also one of the most important factor regarding conducting of exam all over India. Next, the most important thing, eligibility criteria. Now, there are three different criteria for flying branch. First of all, you can see there are three criteria. The first is graduation with minimum 3 years degree course in any discipline. So this is one of the most relief point for all the aspirants who think that this exam is only for technical students, engineering students, but not, it is not at all. It is clearly mentioned that you have to be eligible any one of these three, so either you have completed BCA, BBA, BSc, any one of these, and having a minimum of 60% marks or equivalent, you can apply for this exam for flying branch post. Next, an engineering student obviously can apply for this with a minimum of 60% marks, and also there is a criteria, and also there is another option if you are not done 3 years BCom or 4 years degree course, but if you have cleared section A and B examination of associate membership of institution of engineers as mentioned here with 60% marks, you can also apply for this. So any one of the criteria among these three will be make you eligible for applying this exam. Now, clearly the details have been given about the eligibility for ground duty non-technical branches. You can pause and read through these details. And also there is different eligibility criteria for ground duty technical branch. You must have to be BTech or Bachelor of Engineering from one of these department, or as I said earlier, if you have cleared section A and B examination of associate membership of Institute of Engineers or Aeronautical Society of India as given here, you people also can apply for this exam. Coming to next, the very important thing, the age requirement, what it is going to be. So for flying branch through FCAT and NCC special entry, you need to be between 20 and 24 years. The upper age limit for candidates holding valid and current commercial pilot license issued by DGCA is relaxable up to 26 years for this. You can also clearly see the date of birth between which you need to be born for applying this exam. The next is ground duty technical as well as non-technical branch. You need to be between 20 to 26 years. Note, candidates below 25 years of age must be unmarried at the time of commencement of the course. Candidates after 26 years of age who are married, they can be eligible for this. Now talking about the most important thing, what is the exam pattern going to be? For the AFCAT exam, there are generally topics such as general awareness, verbal ability in English, numerical ability, that is reasoning as well, and aptitude, and military aptitude test. Now I make you very clear that in general awareness, not only current affairs is asked, but also questions related to history, polity, static GK are also asked in this general awareness section. So the exam is of total 2 hours, 100 marks, 100 questions and 300 marks. Each question carry 3 marks and a negative of 1 mark for wrong answer. Another thing, for EKT, that is for the technical branch, engineering students who have done mechanical or computer science or electrical and electronics, who are going to apply for this technical branch, they have to also appear for this paper as well. And this exam is of 45 minutes, 50 questions, same 3 marks for each question, total marks 150. Now talking about the selection process of AFCAT 2020, it comprises of computer based online test followed by SSB interview and then a medical test. Candidates who qualify this online exam will be called for an SSB interview at various centers. Now talking about the vacancy details, you can see for ground duty technical, there are 40 posts for permanent commission, 26 for short service commission in AE. L means engineer electronics, and for mechanical, that is AEM, 23 seats for permanent commission, 16 seats for short service commission. Coming to the flying branch, both men and women can also apply for this. 74 seats for short service commission. There are no vacancy for permanent commission in flying branch. So you can go through these vacancy details. It has been also mentioned for NCC special entry and meteorology entry. You can go through it by pausing this video and look in the details of this vacancy. Now talking about the difference between permanent commission and short service commission. Permanent commission for men means candidates joining as permanent commission officers would continue to serve till the age of superannuation in their respective branches as per their rank. And short service commission SSC for men and women means the engagement period for flying branch men and women SSC officers is 14 years from the date of commissioning, non-extendable. The initial tenure for ground duty, technical and non-technical SSC officers would be for a period of 10 years. An extension of 4 years may be granted subject to service requirements according to the vacancy's willingness, suitability and merit. Now talking about the syllabus, it is already I have discussed. Now the detailed syllabus for English, general awareness, numerical ability, reasoning and military aptitude is given in this part. You can go through it. in detail: comprehension, error detection, sentence completion in English with antonyms, synonyms, test of vocabulary, idioms and phrases which are most important part of English. In general awareness section, as you can see, history, geography, civics, politics, current affairs, static, everything comes, and you can go through numerical ability as well. Now coming to the application fees, it has been kept only rupees 250, and there is no fees for NCC special entry and meteorology entry. Now there must be a question in the mind of the final year students. Please note, there must be a question in the mind of final year students that are they eligible for this exam or not. I tell you, if you permit the eligibility criteria of age requirement, you are surely eligible for applying for this AFTRAT exam if you are a final year students. So I make it clear once again that final year students of any course, either it's BCA, BSc, BBA, BCom, BTech, whatever, final year students are eligible for this exam. Now talking about the most important part, every aspirants take it as a motivation. The salary that you will be getting during the training period is 56,100 rupees as a basic pay, and around rupees 11,250 will be given as allowances for flying officers. Talking about ground duty, basic pay is rupees 56,100, and around rupees 2,500 as allowances. Now you must be thinking that why there is a difference of around rupees 10,000 in allowances in these two different posts of flying officers and ground duty. So you must be knowing that the risk factor is very high for the flying officers. So this is the reason that they get 10,000 rupees extra as allowances as compared to ground duty staff. Now talking about the in-hand salary after training for flying officers. After training means when you get commissioned into the service. The flying officers will be getting around rupees 75,000 in-hand salary, and ground duty staff will be getting around 67,000 in-hand salary. Now the most important part, that what was the cutoff this year. So as I told you earlier that AFTRAT exam is conducted twice every year. So this year in the beginning, AFTRAT 01 2020, the cutoff was 153 out of 300 for AFTRAT and 40 for the technical paper. So I recommend you to please prepare by giving your best and take this time the cutoff. What I predict is around 160, because competition is going to be bit higher than the first one. So take the safe score as around 165 to 170 safe score. Then only you will be able to clear this exam very smoothly with cutoff of expectations around 160. So that's all from this vacancy. Thank you so much.